Eclipses are a heady brew. Once you've seen one, you can't help but start counting down to the next. The good news is that the wait is never long. The next eclipse is almost always around the corner, within a matter of 2 weeks. Stay with me till the end, and we'll uncover the celestial geometry that binds them together. Eclipses almost always come in pairs, sometimes even triplets. If you see a lunar eclipse, there will almost surely be a solar eclipse within about 2 weeks. Take this year, 2025, for instance. If you caught the lunar eclipse on September 7th, you may have noticed that just 2 weeks later, on September the 21st, there is a solar eclipse. Maybe not where you live, but somewhere on the earth, the show goes on. Is that a coincidence? Not really. Just look at the data. For every lunar eclipse, there is a solar right before or after. That's true for history, and it's true for the upcoming years as well. Now, eclipses happen due to specific alignments between the sun, the earth, and the moon. A solar eclipse happens when the moon slips between the earth and the sun, casting its tiny shadow on us. On the other hand, a lunar eclipse happens when the earth stands between the sun and the moon, covering the moon with its much larger shadow. But then, why don't we see them every single month? Here is the orbital arrangement. The earth goes around the sun in a plane. We call it the ecliptic plane. The moon orbits the earth in a slightly tilted path, about 5 degrees off the ecliptic. That tilt is the reason we don't get an eclipse every new moon or every full moon. Most of the time, the moon is either a little above or a little below the ecliptic, so the shadows end up missing their targets. But twice a year, the moon's tilted orbit crosses the ecliptic line. Those crossing points are the nodes. And when the sun appears along the line of nodes, the geometry finally lines up, and the shadows can create magic. Due to the relative sizes of the Earth, Sun, Moon, and their shadows, the effective shadow arc around each node is about 34 degrees wide. That means that whenever the Sun is within this arc, the geometry lines up close enough for an eclipse to be possible. From our point of view on the Earth, the Sun drifts one full circle, 360 degrees, in 365 days. That's about 1 degree per day against the background stars. So, to cross that 34 degrees takes about 34 to 38 days. That is what astronomers call an eclipse season. That window is wide enough to catch one new moon and one full moon. Since the moon's phase revolution cycle is about 29 days, they both will always fall within that season, about 2 weeks apart, giving us both a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. That is why eclipses come in pairs. And sometimes, if the timing is just right, you may even fit a third eclipse before the season ends. Back to September 2025. As I mentioned earlier, there was a total lunar eclipse on the 7th, followed by a partial solar eclipse on the 21st. The lunar eclipse was very central. Most of Australia, Asia, Africa, and Europe saw it. But the solar eclipse was a bit skewed. The alignment is weaker, so only a small, remote part of the Earth is able to see it. And here is the final twist. You might think the sun aligns along a node every 6 months. So eclipse seasons should also repeat with the same half-year frequency like clockwork. Almost, but not quite. The moon's orbit isn't fixed, you see. It slowly precesses like a wobbling top, taking about 19 years to make a full turn. As the nodes drift, eclipse seasons creep forward by about 20 days each year, making it about 5.5 months between eclipse seasons. That's why, instead of landing neatly every March and September, eclipses creep throughout the calendar year, coming earlier and earlier until after 19 years, the cycle just resets. Eclipses feel rare and magical, but in truth, they are stitched into the fabric of celestial mechanics. They are the inevitable outcome of tilted orbits, shifting shadows, and the steady clockwork of our solar system. It's a reminder that even in something as dramatic as an eclipse, what we are really watching is the quiet rhythm of the cosmos, unfolding with patience and precision. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.